Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. May favourites on the 2nd of June, which is quite good by my standards. I've had a few days break, a little unexpected mini holiday, which was really nice. I'm feeling a bit refreshed. It is quite late in the evening, so as usual we're battling with the dusk, but I'm not going to show you many things that we need to see true to colour as I talk you through my favourites for May, particularly the end of May. I guess I want to start with a few lines that I haven't talked about before, because you know how I go on and on. I don't want this to be too long. So the first favourite from this month is an Illamasqua highlighter called Deity. It's called Beyond Powder Illuminating Powder in the colour Deity. Now, Illamasqua is a brand I've often looked at because they have really tempting colour combos or singles for eyeshadows, but often a bit out there. I've kind of tried them in Selfridges where they stock them and never bit the bullet. And then I saw this actually on the online website. You know what I'm like with highlighters. I absolutely love them. It's photographed so beautifully. You're getting a bit there of the gorgeous golden luminosity. And so I thought, oh, I've got to get this, which I did, and I love it. I do love highlighters, and I love them to be fairly in your face. This one isn't particularly subtle, but I don't think it's the most over the top of the highlighters that I love. What I really like about this one is that although it's showing up quite goldeny here, both on the monitor and even more so in the dusk, it's quite a kind of mixture between silver and gold, which sounds really weird. When I photographed it on Instagram, someone thought it looked a bit green. It was so cool toned. There, I think you're perhaps getting it looking a bit cooler, and almost kind of not quite green. But can you see what I mean? It's a real kind of mixture between a very light yellow gold and a silver. So for those of us who don't like things to be too warm, it's a really good choice because equally it isn't as chilling as some of the real silver highlighters, which tend to be less common, but you know, you do get them sometimes. So I really like that one. You can obviously really plunk it on with a dense brush or your finger, or you can use a fan brush and get a much more subtle look. Do I love it as much as my previous favourites? You know that I love the Victoria Beckham for Esther Lauder one that came out last year. That's a much warmer bronzy gold. Probably I would pick that over this, only because it's slightly more versatile and will suit far more people. And I do enjoy the Tom Ford ones and a couple of the Chanel ones. And indeed, Dior have some nice ones. But this, if you're on the lookout, is a really nice one. There's a lot of product in there, 7 grams. You can see, barely touched. Definitely a favourite for me this month. Another brand I've never talked about before, and at least one person is begging me to do a review, having shown this on Instagram. This is, I'm going to say Rodin. I don't know if that's how she pronounces it. She's an American, quite mature fashion icon. Very beautiful, attractive lady, Linda Rodin. You can Google her on YouTube and find some interesting videos of her very eclectic lifestyle, fashion sense, and she has a beautiful poodle, a dog. She has a very curated makeup range, which is quite hard to get in the UK, all in these kind of lucite packaging. I managed to get this one on eBay. They're quite expensive. This was only about £9.99, but about £26. And this is the kind of most subtle of the lipsticks. A very pretty pink called So Mod. I absolutely love it. The lipstick has a very distinctive, I would say, lily smell flavour. So that you might find off-putting, and I gather that is a common fragrance in her products. She basically does, I think, 5 or 6 lipsticks a couple of very bright reds, a bright pink, a very orangey red. I'm definitely going to get a couple more of them because what I really like about this, it's a really moisturising, slippy formula, but it stays, it doesn't slip off. I really, really like the formula. They're only stocked in Liberties over here as far as I know, and I just haven't managed to get round to go and get one. You can get them on Net-a-Porter online, but I've got some Liberty vouchers, so that's why I'm holding off doing a full review. I promise to do a full review. She also makes facial oils and lip balm and a few bathing products. They're all frightfully expensive. I'm sure to be tempted, so look out for the review in due course, but absolutely loving So Mod. If you want a really pretty day-to-day pink, particularly if you're older like me and you've got to be careful with the lipsticks, this is a beautiful formula, but beware the smell. I don't mind it, but some people would. What else that I haven't talked about before? Liz Earle is, I'm not going to say budget, but a mid-priced, I'm not going to say organic, but naturally active, she calls her ingredients. Not quite sure what that means. I should do more reading up about it. It's a nice range of well-curated products. I used to use a lot more of them when I was a bit poorer than I do now. They've been around for a while. You can get them on QVC, you can get them in John Lewis now, and she has quite a nice website. My mum's very fond of this range, and one of the kind of hero products is what's called Cleanse and Polish, which is a wash-off cleanser that you use with a muslin. I don't generally use it anymore, but I bought the limited edition for her at Christmas, which was this one, and it's sweet orange and mint fragrance. And I had this smaller size to myself, and I've been using it travelling, and I really, really like it. I really like the fragrance, basically. It's a really nice mixture of orange and mint. And, to be honest, if a cleanser is decent, and this is a decent wash-off cleanser, it's not my favourite in terms of the feel after use, but it's absolutely fine. But what would incline me to buy it is the glorious fragrance, which is really, really nice. I did put it on Instagram, and Liz Earle was kind enough to mention that they would pass on my comments, because I would definitely buy it if it became part of the permanent range, that fragrance, as opposed to their much more boring normal fragrance. So I'm not even sure if you can get that at the moment, but I thought I'd give Liz Earle a mention. The others, favourites probably aren't going to surprise you much, I was going to say. Chanel, that never surprises you, does it? Been loving Les Beige generally on holiday. It's such an easy range to wear. I think I'm going to do a separate video about Les Beige and my favourite pieces. So I'll just mention briefly, this is a new product, which is their Healthy Glow Gel Touch Foundation. So the Chanel Cushion Foundation. Here it is, nice and messy. Let me just show it you. I will review it properly with the other Les Beige products, perhaps the other cushion products. I do like cushion foundations. I've got a Deal one and I've had a YSL one. This is my favourite so far. It's a very wet look on. So again, if you want a matte finish, this will not be for you. But if you want a light coverage with quite a lot of glow / shine, this is the best I've found so far. Loving it. Again, it has the typical Chanel fragrance, which I like, but those of you who don't like fragrance in your foundation, then you're not going to love this. I showed you this MAC palette and complained about how haphazardly the pans had been stuck in. Can I just say that I am loving this shade down here. I don't know if it's even got a name. Probably Cumulus, I'm guessing. Just a really easy shade to wear. Doesn't look that spectacular there, but I'm finding with a soft wide brush like this, just a sweep of that over the eyelid kind of covers my eyelid and slightly into the crease with no work at all. Doesn't look to show up the wrinkles and the bags, but just gives a bit of definition. I've been loving it on holiday. I haven't really got to wear the greens yet, but I will. The other lip product I've been wearing a lot is Tom Ford Forbidden Pink. I think you can still get this, although I bought it last year. It's just a really nice, warm, mid-toned, corally pink. You can see there, quite a lot brighter than the Rodin So Mod. And I'm just finding that's going brilliantly with the Chanel 3 orange corals that I got. I've been wearing Sea Whip the most. I like it more than Coquillage, just is more flattering on my fingertips. I haven't really worn this one yet, Corallanium. I do like it in the bottle, but I haven't got round to wearing it yet. I think I will do as we get more into summer. What I will say is I'm finding this version of the formula is lasting well on me. A good 3 days without chips, which is good for me. Another great favourite has been the Tom Ford Paradiso Cream Blush. I've talked about that recently. Remind you there. Got a bit too stuck in with my fingernail by mistake. It is quite full on. I like to use it with a duo fibre, quite dense brush, and it gives you a definite kind of sunburnt look. So you do have to be careful because you don't want to look as if you've had too much gin. You want to look kind of flushed by the sun. So if you're pale, I think the brush is a good idea. Otherwise, fingers would be fine, but I'm loving it at the moment. Equally, I've been wearing a lot the Paradiso Duo on holiday. I don't love it quite as much as the, I forgot the name of the original colour of the creams, but it's very, very pretty, very natural, just gives you a bit of definition, and I don't find it creases on me. And then 2 fragrances I've been loving. Well, I've been loving a lot of fragrances you have to wear in the hot weather. Really surprised, actually, the Soleil Blanc, because I didn't like the perfume that I tried of it, but I find it much more, not just tolerable, but enjoyable in the all-over body spray. When I just want to have a kind of light summer fragrance, just throw that around on the arms and legs. I've been loving that. And then a much more heady but really enjoyable in hot evenings, Tom Ford Champaca Absolute. This is one of my all-time favourites. A bit similar to Chanel Beige, if you're a fan of that, but much, much headier and lasts better than Les Exclusives Beige, which isn't a great laster. I would say Beige is the day version, and Champaca Absolute, definitely an investment fragrance. Go and have a sniff of it at a Tom Ford counter. I just love it. Really, really beautiful, especially summer evenings. So those have been my favourites for May running into June. I suspect some of them will be going into June. We're having a hot spell at the moment, feeling summery, long light evenings, all the rest of it. I love this time of year. So I hope to see you soon with a few more summer cosmetic videos. Until then, bye for now.